Good morning. Welcome to the Daria Reactions. I am Fred. If you are new to the channel, welcome. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. For those who are new, what we're doing is a rewatch, reaction, commentary, discussion series regarding MTV's Daria. I am old enough to have been in high school when Daria was first airing on MTV back in the late 90s and early 2000s. Matter of fact, season two primarily corresponds with the back end of my freshman year and also the start of my sophomore year, if I remember everything correctly. MTV had a weird habit of splitting seasons up where you had like some episodes airing in the spring and some episodes airing in the fall, so it's kind of like there's a weirdness factor with it. Um, so with that said, for those who also are just catching on in this individual episode, how we do this is we do this with a display capture, with it blurred out, volume is turned way down. Matter of fact, the only audio you might be able to hear will be from my speakers being picked up by my microphone. As again, I do this as a bit of a long form discussion video. So you get my genuine reactions, anything that stands out. Oddly enough, a lot of times that sometimes involves like the shenanigans Quinn gets involved with and things that did not age particularly well. But that is what it is there. And also at the time I'm recording this, it is 6:40 in the morning. And I know something is probably going to go off in about 20 minutes. An alarm on my phone here. And so instead of recording this after 7 o'clock in the morning, you again, genuine reactions. I'm very weird when I decide to do stuff like this. But it's kind of perfect considering the title of this episode is That Was Then and This Is Dumb. And I don't remember anything about this episode, to be quite honest with you. It's normally I would have like some sort of reaction to like the episode and stuff, but I don't remember anything about this one, which is weird because I generally had like some memories of a lot of the other episodes leading up to this one. So with that said, we'll just dive into it.
Hiding the cooking sherry from Dad. I'm going to make some bread, Daria.
She's gonna make some bread.
The Jaegers are coming for the weekend, and I can't serve them store-bought bread.
Jaegers.
Why not?
Oh wait, is this? Okay, this is Helen and Jake's friends from like college and such.
And just what have you done with this, Helen? They're here.
And I do remember this episode a little bit, but I thought this episode aired much later than it did.
What kind of car is that? That's not a car. It's a time machine.
What do you mean it's a time machine? Oh, it's a Volkswagen Beetle.
Coyote.
Willow Coyote?
Wow, Helen.
My man.
You haven't
My man?
changed a bit. And you, well, just look at you. Why, even Leary's exactly the same.
Wait, the dog's name is Leary. His first name better is the first name Timothy?
Leary, be almost 30 by now. This is Leary number 3.
We had to replace the original a few times.
Yeah, at least twice the original was placed. Yeah. Obviously, I was able to make the connection to Timothy Leary.
Well, these two are irreplaceable. Our girls, Quinn and Daria. You have a very old soul. It just looks mature for its age.
Yep, very mature souls.
Are they serious?
Let's get your bags, man.
They're very serious.
In the head. I gotta get out of here before I catch any more good vibes. Daria, you can't leave me here with those
Yuppies are from the 80s, Quinn.
So, what do you call people with funny outfits who talk about peace and love and stuff? Trekkies. Anyway, one of us should stay. It's a rare opportunity to learn more about.
You know what? I am noticing something weird with the
to use against them later.
with the window capture there. It's kind of like weird and stuff and oddly zoomed in. Hey, look, there's the reason why Quinn is staying behind. Meanwhile, at the Lane residence,
Zappa analog. Sounds the same to me. You call yourself a musician? No, I
Zappa
call
Analog and
myself
Zappa
a
Stereo
discoverer of
are
the
about the
sound.
same.
Top secret experiment?
My parents gave us their old records to sell at the flea market, but now Trent wants to keep them. It's the warmth of vinyl, man. I'm telling you, it's a
Look,
richer
my father
tone.
was a disc jockey
The radio.
for
I
about
wondered
the
why someone selling
10,
fish sticks.
10 12
Flea
years.
market, huh?
There is no difference between vinyl and MP3 and CD and cassette. There is no difference. You ask him, he'll break it down to you. It's like anybody who says they can hear the difference are completely full of shit.
This time, let's reverse the polarity of the plug, and I'll stand facing west.
Reverse the polarity of the neutron flow.
Are you nuts? Hey, you can always go on home and swap yogurt recipes with the Agers. And what's wrong with my yogurt recipe? You should thank me. It's
Dario, the problem with your yogurt recipe is that it involves cyanide.
This time of year. I hear the chia pets are in bloom. All right, so the flea market. We're there.
Okay, now let's try the thing where I stand on the aluminum foil. So, for the past 12 years, we've been selling hand-knotted hammocks by mail.
And with all the recent breakthroughs in hemp processing, this could be our most exciting year yet.
You know what's really fascinating regarding like the whole thing with hemp is that hemp was essentially outlaw because of I want to think the tobacco industry or something to that. It was like either the it was like the tobacco industry and also the clothing industry. Something it was like the only reason why hemp was outlawed. All I'm saying though is give peas a chance.
Hand-kneaded bread has more soul.
This veggie stuff never fills me up. Anyone want a burger?
Yo,
Hey, fair's fair. We'll all be
Eh.
warm food someday.
Jake,
it's before 7 a.m. But I want a burger.
You become kind of aggressive. Have not.
it's the meat.
It's not.
Whatever happened to the mellow, let it be attitude you used to have? Jake?
Jake never had a mellow attitude.
If we focus our positive energy, we can make the Pentagon rise up off the ground. Rise, damn it!
Yeah, but point taken.
Stupid five-sided building.
Yeah, the Pentagon is a stupid five-sided building. You get no argument from me.
Don't you see? So-called enlightened dudes are oppressing women just like society is putting down the movement. I want some help, and I want it now!
Wow, sounds like the girls are getting liberated. Cool.
They're very
And
liberated.
then after you guys split, we painted a bus and drove out into the desert. I wish you'd stayed with us.
And-
No, Willow. It was time for us to move on.
If that's what you want to call it. What?
Honey, what do you mean, Coyote?
Yeah, what is
I
he?
love you guys.
What does he mean?
I remember you as you were, that's all.
We're still that way, deep down.
Yeah, man, we're still that way. What way? Free of the shallow, superficial value system of a profit-driven culture gone terribly, terribly wrong. Oh, sure, we're that way.
Yeah, no, sorry, the 80s happened, and anything that resembles like positivity in American died.
Daria, where are you? James, can I stay over? I was hoping you'd want to get to know our friends. My old soul has already made their acquaintance in a previous lifetime.
That's a hell of a response
This
there.
does free up some space for Ethan. He can take the guest room, and I'll put Coyote and Willow in your room. You're gonna put them in my room? You
Why?
better tether them to the bed so they don't float
It was
away.
like, why would they use Daria's room for the
Fair
guests?
story of an enchanted kiss gone horribly wrong.
Because it's a padded cell, and that's essentially.
Okay, I can stay. You have anything for me to sleep in? Don't thank me. Thank Grandma.
Thank Grandma Lane.
Excuse me.
You are excused, Daria. You will always be excused.
This is where we keep Daria.
Again, Daria has a hell of a great room.
Tell Mom and Dad I'm sleeping here. Once you can fit all your worldly possessions into a backpack, pair of jeans, a few t-shirts, copy of Steal This Book, and now look at you, a capitalist cheerleader
I mean,
Sell out in a month
who
or two.
isn't a capitalist cheerleader these days? I mean, we all are. Think about it. We as a society are have been sell out the day we were born.
Anyway, good-looking men get even handsomer as they mature.
Woo, too bad it's not the same for women.
Jake open mouth insert foot. He
That's better. Now I can't see a thing.
Big day tomorrow. We'll wake you at 6.
in the afternoon.
Night. Come back at 6.
It is 6.
Then how come you're so damn chipper?
It was easier to stay up all night than to get up early. We'll load the van.
Man?
What van?
The tank.
Oh, goody.
Oh, the tank is back.
Are they gone?
Don't forget some money. Hey, doesn't Grandma have a nightgown like that?
Why, yes, she does.
Should I file this under self-indulgent posers or underrated geniuses? Ask Trent or Jesse. Whichever one wakes up first.
Velvet Underground, posers,
I guess
definitely
they call it flea
posers.
market because it makes you want to flee. Come on, relax. We're gonna do well today. We've got a choice location.
Patriotic toilet seat covers. Oh, look who's back.
You got any girls? Sorry, ma'am. All we have are these strange flat discs the aliens left behind. You know about the aliens, don't you? You enjoy working with the public, don't you?
Daria is such a people person. You will never catch me doing something like that. Using a mixing bowl, I mean.
Say hello to an old Jake. A Jake you haven't seen for a while. And goodbye to cookie cutter corporate guy Jake. That Jake is gone.
You didn't quit your job, did you?
No, I'm growing a beard again.
Oh, that's great.
Hey Quinn, how do you like mine?
Wait a second, what happened to the Jake Stubble?
Goatee? That's so 2 years ago. Right, Ethan?
No way, that folks growing goatees and facial hair, that's definitely in these days.
Kinda crowded in here. Why don't Ethan and I go
Because think about it, how many people are going to want to keep giving money to Remington for electric savers and such?
I'm going back to bed.
Ethan has the right idea. Back to bed.
Why are you staring at my brother? Selfless concern. I think he stopped breathing.
No, Trenton's still alive.
Dormant stage. In about 10 years, he should emerge as a butterfly. I guess you're gonna wait.
Well, yes, she is.
Hello, ladies.
Hey, it's up, Chuck.
I know you are of an entrepreneurial bent. Perhaps you would be so kind as to show me your goods.
Oh, Chuck, what are you doing here?
I am on a quest for the holy grail. of
Wrong
excellent
franchise, up, Chuck.
A complete 1985 California Raisins posable eraser set. Only mint condition will do. Your investors?
Silent
Sounds like a complete 1985 California Razors posable eraser set.
No.
I think I actually had a California Razor, a less eraser top as it, like in the first or second grade. But that would have been like 90, 91.
Now, let the boy show us how to do it. Then we won't have to.
It's all coming back. You want to try, honey?
Dog drool. That beast.
Hey, look, Helen's been. Never mind.
Hello, Eric. What? They moved the hearing up to this week?
Of course, they moved the hearing up. Helen, you know how your law firm works.
Mellow out, man. Nothing's so important that it can't wait till Monday. And what are you doing in the corporate cage on a weekend? Go take a walk in the park.
Go fly a kite.
You still have your priorities.
Who's up for frisbee? Come on, Leary.
Seriously, they should have had two dogs. One named Timothy, one named Leary.
Eric? Yes, of course I was kidding.
You see, ladies, trying to close a sale without proper technique is like playing cards without a full deck. You must
Trust me, trying to close out any type of sale is damn near impossible.
You're a joker if you don't, and you'll be left with Jack.
Wake me when we get to the twos.
FDR. No, sir. You won't find socialists on any of my toilet seats. Now, watch it grow in
What? No socialists on the On the toilet seats? Weird.
Charles Ruttime. What is it, Charles?
As a man of culture and breeding, I thought you might be interested in some of our audio gems.
Oh, well, Miss.
A pathetic attempt at flattery, Mr. Ruttime. An obvious smoke screen for your calculated attempt at separating me from the pittance I receive each week.
Of course it is.
Sitting a bunch of daydreaming idiots.
I just wanted to sell you a record.
Got anything by Annette Funicello?
You know what I'm saying? What is that? Mr. DiMartino does have great taste in music. Annette Funicello, very underrated.
Hey, man. After we get this baby fixed up, what do you say we go down to the club and play around? The golf course is an ecological disaster.
The golf course is a waste of land and resources.
Might like some refreshment. Home bottled berry juice. We're gonna start a compost pile. Won't that be fun?
Wow, this is strong stuff.
It's got natural pectins.
What?
Love pectins.
What the hell's a pectin?
Is this the best you can do?
Afraid so.
Well, then, I guess I'm just gonna have to walk away. I'm walking. Okay, 50 cents.
Made a whole 50 cents.
What about my commission?
Hey, we're training you for free.
Wait,
Fred,
he's being
now that we've
trained?
returned to the land of the living, maybe you and Daria could go get us some soda. With caffeine?
No problem. Coming?
Sure.
Why, yes, she is
Take your
coming
time.
along.
I could use a burger.
I'll go with you. Chuck, can you handle the booth?
I can handle much more than that, Missy.
Yes, he can definitely handle things more.
Excuse me, but is that a vintage copy of iPhone?
1962.
Where did you find such a treasure?
That booth over there.
Well, and the records are being stolen, of course.
I owe you one then.
Next time. So, Janie says you're avoiding your parents' friends this weekend.
Their sunny 60s optimism tends to cancel out my bitter 90s cynicism.
Like every 30 years, things counter out.
They're big believers
So it's like,
in the concept
think
of
about it.
voluntary simplicity.
The Gen X attitude of the 90s is coming around here and
Give them some credit.
trying to
Civil rights,
trying to push over
environmentalism,
things here in the
people believed in
2020s.
stuff back then.
I know. What's up with that?
Like the big culture class, you
I
know.
know what you're thinking. That I've turned into the man. I'd never call you the man.
He is the man. Well, no, Becky Lynch is the man, but the whole other thing
I
there.
hate this stupid, rusty piece of junk. And I'm tired of buying food in bulk and not flushing every time I go because it wastes water.
I'm still young. What happened to my beliefs? What happened to being part of the solution, not part of the problem?
I hate kneading bread.
What?
I hate kneading bread. Damn.
Yeah, she's having a moment.
Here. Man, can you teach me how to play golf? Of course I can.
Why would you want to learn how to play golf?
One of those little carts? Sure thing, pal. Hey, some kind of organic nutrient skin bath, right? Cool.
Jake, we fell on our asses in a pile of garbage. I feel like a hog.
You are.
Dog. I miss bacon.
Thanks so much for
Bacon.
your concern.
Wow, sounds like the girls are getting liberated. Cool. Dad, the berry juice fermented again.
Yeah,
Gotta
definitely.
watch that. Come on, I'll buy you a slush cup.
It's about time.
Got any money?
Yeah,
Where's my razor?
yeah. He'll buy her a slush cup, but it's wants her money to pay for it.
My
That's about
theory is
right.
that our primitive hunting instinct has no outlet in modern society.
Cool.
So rather than stalking animals, we substitute the shopping experience and hunt for objects.
Cool.
Very cool.
And then just say while we sleep, the objects come to life and plot their secret takeover of our civilization.
Well, that much is obvious there. Every object that you own is plotting over your civilization. I'm waiting for the day that my video game
All
consoles
these people
take me
swapping all
out.
this useless junk. Maybe the Jaegers are onto something. At least they're not caught up in a constant state of consumer frenzy.
Yeah. I guess if you're gonna insist on holding onto something from the 60s, Peace and love beats a Get Smart lunchbox.
Nothing beats a
Especially
Get
if the
Smart
lunch is still in it.
lunchbox.
Well, let's go give Jesse and Jane.
Mainly because a Get Smart
Too late.
lunchbox, you can clock someone over the head with it.
Up, Chuck?
I don't think so.
Here, Mr. DiMartino, I found another issue of Bachelor Confidential.
You have redeemed yourself, Charles.
That raises so many questions there. It's like Upchuck and Mr. DiMartino collect vintage skin mags. I forgot about that particular trait.
Mr. Gary home?
Well, we do have 3 copies left of Boston. At least we're not money-grubbing capitalist pigs.
Not yet.
Yeah, we're just hardcore believers in voluntary simplicity.
No, they never formally charged them, but they did keep them there in jail till the next day.
Wow.
Who got charged for what now?
Where's my eyebrow pencil? This has got to be worth at least $20. Now tell me again about how Mom punched out the cop.
You're sure you don't want this? I never use it. This'll cut
It's like
things
Helen
out
punched
the
out a
way I've
cop.
been baking for Ethan and
I can
Jane.
totally believe it.
Sister, meet the frozen bagel.
Frozen bagels? Yeah.
It's getting dark. When are you coming in?
In a minute. I'm just showing Coyote how to drive without slicing.
Hey, broke the window.
Girls, I expected you for dinner. Before I officially ground you, would you care to account for your whereabouts?
Sure. But
First, a
let's
few
do
questions.
Number 1. Why did you spend a night in jail in Boulder in August 1969?
Nice.
Oh,
Thanks for that marketing plan, man. We're gonna kick the butts of those wimps at Rainbow Hammock. Take no prisoners, man. Predatory behavior is all.
Yeah, I was right. It's exactly 7 a.m.
You never told me whether you thought I was, cute.
Oh, well, sure, you're cute.
Thanks.
Okay. You know, shallow, superficial way she's cute, but
Thanks.
Quinn would take
Very
it.
hard not to compliment you, isn't it?
Oh, Daria, you don't have to say that.
Yes, she does.
Bye. See you, dude. Bye.
Daria, do you think long-distance relationships are a good idea?
Yeah. Why don't you and I try one?
Definitely work between siblings.
Try to go back in time. You have to live in the present, and I'm gonna start right now. First things first, I'm getting rid of all my vinyl records. Hey, Daria, you want them?
Funny how that worked out. The vinyl records gag transferring over from the Lane plot lines to the Morgendorfers is a nice way to at least bridge those things together. It's a fine episode, at least in terms of like giving some like feedback on Jake and Helen's youth. And it is a fairly fast moving episode at the same time. And there's also a number of great references there. Upchuck and Mr. DiMartino actually having similar interests is something I totally forgot about or blocked from my mind. Because say what you want about Upchuck, and it's been said by characters in the show, but he's definitely sees himself as that Hugh Hefner type, or at least that's his aspirations. The Jaegers are an interesting bunch in terms, at least given like that contrast of like what Jake and Helen were like what they could have been like if they stuck with the hippie movement. And again, it totally raises questions regarding Jake's and Helen's age, because clearly, okay, they are old enough to they're clearly old enough to have been like protesting, because the hippie movement, and stuff, if memory serves me right, died out like in the early to fairly much into the early 70s. It died out, and the Vietnam War was still going around that same time frame. So, and again, it's stuff that I've said before, like, okay, I thought Jake had military service of some kind. But again, clearly wrong there. The Jane, the stuff with Jane and Daria pairing off with Trent and Jesse is like in terms of like you kind of think in a way was how well those four characters bounce off each other, especially when you got Daria and Trent and Jesse and Jane. It's like it does strike me as very very odd when I think about the character of Tom that gets introduced like season 4, season 5, and how he fits in and how that totally disrupts like the whole dynamic in a way. Granted, probably want to have someone who's like closer to Daria and Jane's age as a quote unquote romantic interest. But if you're gonna like ship anyone, it's like okay, you put Daria and Trent. It's like it's an obvious thing there, uh, uh, especially with how shy she gets around him and how she actually goes out of her way to at least in this episode to hide like the fact that she wore that the evening sleeping gown that she was forced to wear. Obviously, I got the joke with the dog being named Leary, Timothy Leary, who was like very much involved with the pushing of like LSD in the 1960s. So it's like, yeah, that's a joke I definitely was familiar with, and at the same time, that's also a joke or at least a reference in the context of Daria. As a show that kind of shows that this was a show that was being produced or created by like that Gen X generation. And that is not a thing, but there is that one thing I want to circle back to where it says like that 30-year gap between like, it's like, the people from like one generation is like there was like that big contrast there where like the 60s it was peace, love, and everything, and then the 90s it was definitely more cynical, and cynicism was definitely reigning king. And it's like, okay, from 60s to 90s. Now think about it, like those of you who are my age, you are a millennial, uh, and you are basically being ripped into now here in the 2020s because millennials are like what age 30, like 30 to 45 somewhere there's about. And so you're basically being ripped into regarding like, you need to work harder and stuff like that, and and but you're being ripped into by people who are 30 years older than you. So it is like a major generational shift though, because now you're expected to work harder to support the aging generation from 30 years ago. So it's just totally like nutty in a way there, and just rolling on down the hill. Um, especially if you're looking to get a home or something like that, it's like that's something that definitely strikes a chord with me to a large degree. You totally can tell I'm recording this like very very in the day, like uh But no, I think that just about covers it for this episode. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. Plan for next Wednesday, of course, is to cover the episode Monster. That's episode 6 of season 2, and there is a possibility that we might start doing 2 episodes a week. It really depends on like what video games I finish, depending on stuff that I'm putting on the Friday morning stuff content, but there is that possibility. So with that said, again, like, comment, subscribe. More importantly, tighten your friendship bracelet. Stay safe. Have a good one. We'll see you in the next video.